this is very hard for me to believe that they can't find cuts elsewhere in their agency. I frankly think this is outrageous. And I'm looking for more facts, but I can't believe that they can't find the kind of savings they need out of that department, short of letting criminals go free.
There were more than 2,000 people freed from American jails in the last year to save money. The key here is those people allegedly had minor criminal records. Your government didn't think that was such a big deal, so they told Congress exactly that. And now it turns out they may have been dropping more than a little smoke on everybody involved. Welcome to MidPoint. He is the leader for Americans for Legal Immigration PAC, describing itself as one of the largest grassroots organizations in America fighting for immigration enforcement and border security. William Gheen joins us today. William, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
We look at what this report has stated, came out in USA Today, regarding the fact that the U.S. government now says some of the illegals they released, or this is what they told Congress, that they just had minor records. Now we're finding out that they weren't exactly minor. Dig into a little detail. What exactly are we talking about here, and how bad are supposedly these bad guys?
Well, first of all, when you know that the pro-immigration reform, amnesty, left-leaning USA Today reports on a problem about illegal immigration, you know it's bad and gone to great extremes before ever reaching that point. The Obama administration has been releasing violent criminals that have been convicted or charged with serious crimes, including rape and murder and drug dealing, and has been unleashing these criminals upon the American population, where we don't have the exact numbers, but thousands of Americans are losing their lives to illegal immigrants and the diseases they bring into the country each year. And these atrocities are going on each year, mostly ignored by or censored by large media publications such as USA Today and the Associated Press.
Is the reasoning here simply because they were trying to save money, or is that too simplistic?
Well, there's a lot of different actors involved with the support of the illegal immigrant invasion of America. You have to understand that when an illegal immigrant crosses our border after paying drug smugglers thousands of dollars to do so at night, they instantly have the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the National Council of La Raza, top tiers of both the Democratic and Republican Party, as well as many billionaires such as George Soros and Michael Bloomberg and Rupert Murdoch, are all on their side at that moment. So you have an invasion that's being conducted here by a lot of different actors that have a lot of different types of things to gain, from simple greed and increased profits for their companies and businesses, to others that see this as a way to overthrow the American Republic, to take the current stock of Americans, throw us out of our jobs and homes and elections, and replace us with a population that's more, I guess, agreeable to their political agendas or worldview.
William, how do we answer those in the report who say that it was only several people, and again I'm quoting from USA Today, only several had been arrested or convicted on charges, and the government is apparently stating here that these people were released with electronic monitors or other forms of supervision?
Well, that's the rub right there. That's the reason that USA Today is even reporting this. A lot of leftist socialists in the media, what they try to do is get out ahead of a story that's breaking already, and maybe passing along organically on social media because it ran on Newsmax or Breitbart or InfoWars. And they'll get ahead of it and they'll try to mitigate damage by saying, oh, it's just a few. And so they have no problem on lying on a regular basis about anything that they can no longer conceal, so that people hear the news and they're like, oh yeah, I've already heard that news. I don't need to look into this any deeper because USA Today told me it was just a couple of people. And that's false. We've got thousands of illegal alien felons that have been released and are running around in this country that are harming Americans in many different ways. It is part of a broader agenda to transform or transfigure America into something different. It's being conducted with the backing of elite lawmakers and financial forces, and the end result is that thousands of Americans are losing their lives because of it. The government's number one obligation to the people that pay for this government and are supposed to be self-governed under this government is to protect those of us that live here, citizens, families of citizens that have paid blood, treasury, sweat to build this nation. We're supposed to be protected from people or things such as diseases that would come from outside of our country here and harm us in any way. And not only is our government failing to do its job on that, our government is an active participant and a facilitator in conducting this. And so is John Boehner, who comes out and does this acting role where he's got to stay tan to play his role as Obama's opponent on television. But when you look at what he says, he comes out and he says nothing. He may gripe, he may complain, but he never once says, hey, I'm the head of the Congress and I have the constitutional authority to stop the president from doing this, and I'm going to do so. He won't do it. So we have both the top tiers of the Democrat and Republican Party that have been compromised by this invasion cabal. And
all right, it's food for thought that's opened up as well, and USA Today's report is one we're going to be looking at for quite some time. William, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, a man goes on the attack with a hatchet, and the jump is to immediately call it a terrorist action. Is it? That and much more when we continue right here on MidPoint.